NBC Sports. The LPGA Tour and the PGA of America are proud to present live final round coverage of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, all part of the season-long race to the CME Globe. It's been one of the more recognizable scenes in all of golf through the years to win this championship as well.
I remember first time I think I met Lexi, she was about 8 years old, playing in junior tournament in South Florida. Big scrunchie on top of her head and about 20 hair clips. She's gone down a little bit in the number of hair clips she's got going on, but always had her unique style, and same with her golf swing. It has always looked relatively similar.
Along with Michelle Wie and Nelly Korda, one of the most recognizable American golfers of her generation. Now Chun with a second.
Yeah, the second shot has been hard for her. She has a tendency to go too far to the right like she did yesterday, but this one should be fine.
Yeah, she kind of just fell asleep a little bit yesterday, Kay, on that layup that cost her double bogey.
Up at 18, Minjee Lee has the first piece of the puzzle here at this par 4, Woody, but it doesn't get any easier, especially when you stare down the hill at that water.
Yeah, fantastic drive up the right side, just inside the bunkers, bounded down here, just 132 left. And Morgan, I don't think this is playing any more than 120. You'll get a forward bounce and then a left spin once it's down.
Yeah, we saw Chun and Lee 5 hole out earlier by using that right slope. Definitely can play to your advantage. Got to play for a little spin.
Good looking draw, just a hair right at the flagstick. This could be real good.
It is real good. It is really good. A chance for birdie for Minjee Lee to post 4 under. One more look at this beautiful strike.
Just a fabulous shot under such pressure. Knows what she has to do. Knows she probably needs to make birdie here to put some pressure on Minjee and Lexi.
She has been living on major championship leaderboards. The last 4 majors, a win at the Evian last year. She won the U.S. Women's Open. Top 5 at the Women's British. 12th at the Chevron to start this year. And currently right there in 3rd in this championship. Now Lexi Thompson's over at the 16th and definitely has designs on getting to this green in 2, but it is Choi to play first with her second.
Yeah, she's 15 yards behind Lexi. We're going to give it a rip. 249 to the front. Oh, she pulled it. It's going towards all those bunkers on the left. I think with this wind picking up, it's a lot of club to get there in 2 right now. She did hit it lower, but pushed it out to the right, much like she did at the 11th hole.
You know, that'll be just fine. She's chipping across the green there.
It has a little room at this par 5 16th. The leader by 2.
So I was just working on I've got to take the adjustment for that. Yeah.
And it's Lexi Thompson by 2 as they play that 16th. This is Chun, closest to her, 2 back. What a shot. Uphill look at birdie it'll be for Minjee Chun.
Yeah, not one of the longest players out here. Couldn't get to that green in 2, but wow, what a wedge.
Big putt here by Minjee Lee to post 4 under. Closing birdie. And now we'll wait and see how Lexi and Minjee Chun close here down the stretch. And again, that last bogey, we'll see how big that looms that Minjee Lee made at the 17th. And over at the 16th, Jin Choi overlooking her next shot here. Found second shot, found the bunker. And Lexi Thompson awaits her little pitch shot, 3rd upcoming to this par 5.
And these 45, 50-yard bunker shots are always ones you wish you'd practice just a little bit more, Morgan.
It's a very awkward number here, and she's got that other bunker to carry as well.
She was in between a couple of wedges. Generally speaking, players like to take a little more, or a little less loft.
Yeah, just try and blast something out, but got to make sure you don't want to chunk it into that other bunker. Want to try and get this on the green.
It's sitting cleanly.
Oh, she went for a solid contact.
Wow.
Not on purpose?
That was goodness.
That's just like you said, Kay. I mean, you don't practice that shot very often, of that 60-yard bunker shot. And easy to do. Catch it too cleanly, trying to get too much out of it.
Lexi Thompson has walked up onto the green here to get a better look at her upcoming third, Kay.
Yeah, and this little pitch shot reminds me of the one that she had at the 8th hole, the short par 4, where she had to kind of deal with a tight lie, lofting it up, getting over the edge of a bunker, but she doesn't have the undulation on the green to deal with. The putt, the surface is very flat.
Yeah, she's 5th on tour in scoring average so far this year, averaging 4.54, nearly birdieing every other par 5.
I think she's ready to go. I mean, technically, Haejin Choi is away, but she's gonna just get over this shot and let Haejin go try to figure out what she has upcoming. Ooh, caught too much ball. Spin. Off the other side. Goodness. We've seen a few players do that this week.
Yeah, we saw it a little bit earlier in the week from Jessica Korda. It's a diabolical green here. It slopes off each side and kind of scoops it a little bit. You can see that in the way she tried to get under that with her right hand.
Not much more of a more nerve-wracking shot than the last few holes of a major championship from the short grass. Got to nip it just perfectly.
And I think she has a harder shot now, Dan, than the one she just had.
And how many more players is she letting back into this championship? Again, Minjee Lee just posted 4 under. And all of a sudden, this par 5 has become tough work for Lexi. Also tough work for Choi, who's on the back of the green from the rough.
Yeah, interesting that the 2 players that had a chance of going for this green and 2 are not even on in regulation, where Minjee Chun is sitting patiently awaiting her upcoming short birdie putt.
It's a little bit of deja vu, Katie, what we saw from Minjee yesterday, just making a mess at this 16th hole.
This needs to slow down.
Get it.
Well,
the flagstick helped.
almost took a big edge of that cup, but that just sounded like she got a lot of ball on that 4th shot. And so now Choi in danger of making another bogey. Would be her 3rd of the past 4 holes. And now what kind of shot is this for Lexi, Kay?
Well, she's got the putter out, which I think is a good call. It takes so much confidence and belief. You have to hit those little clipped shots off these tight lies with so much confidence and fearlessness. And after hitting it thinly on the last shot, she's going to use a putter. But she has to hit this really solidly or she will not get it up the slope. It's not an easy putt from here.
It's a tough putt to judge with so much fringe to putt through.
And only 9 feet of green to work with.
Way too hard, huh?
Just powered it up the slope. Had to get it up there.
It's easy to do when you know that you have to hit it. It's like the last thing you tell yourself, just hit it. And you lose concept of the pace that way, but it's a hard shot either way.
Now she's got a long putt for par there. We go to 17.
And the 19-year-old from Thailand is not out of this yet. This is her second to the 17th. Needs a birdie finish, and that just stays up on the correct level. Will give her a very good look at getting to 3 under par. Remember, 4 under is in the clubhouse. Minjee Lee, the clubhouse leader, and who knows how this is going to finish up. Back to 16.
Thompson now for par. Choi is short of the green, also with a par attempt coming up.
It looks like Choi is going to go. They're pretty close in distance away. And Minjee Chun's going to keep a good look on this putt of Hae-Jin Choi. Her putt for par is her own putt for birdie is on a similar line. And it looks like maybe it wants to move off, just peel a little right.
Choi is doing a bit of a free fall here in the last 4 holes. Third bogey. Has made a par since the 12th. So Choi drops to 1 under. At the moment 5 back of Lexi, but Lexi's not in for 6 under.
This course setup today, it is just so challenging out here. We started the day with 18 players under par. There are only 8 left at the moment. How many will be left by the end of the day?
Morgan, I still like that play with the putter off the putting surface, but it's so hard when you haven't done that in a while. I don't recall her putting off the putting surface that far up a hill all day.
She doesn't miss many greens either.
True.
This to keep a 2-shot lead. Minjee Lee, who's in at 4 under.
Sometimes it can be hard to read these putts that hardly have any break after you've faced so much break throughout the day. This is one of the flatter greens on the course.
If anything, Kate should maybe move a little left.
I like that read. Oh, goodness.
And you can see that again. She ended up at the end of the stroke all the way on her back foot.
That's almost 3 feet by.
That's twice as far about as the putt that she missed earlier at the 14th. Get to that in a moment. The 17th.
Tiddicombe for birdie. And that gets her to 3 under par. This is a player who's already won this year on the LPGA Tour, and she won on the Ladies European Tour when she was 14 years old. Leading the Rolex Rookie of the Year race on the LPGA and looking for 3 birdies to finish the championship. Back over to 16.
And Chun has been waiting what seems like eternity for this birdie attempt. John Wood has joined this group with a call on Minjee Chun here.
And she watched that Choi putt intently, watching it just drift a hair right as it lost its speed. She knows this is a great chance to grab all that momentum back on her side.
And the craziness of this Sunday would be unreal if Minjee Chun is the one who eventually emerges again as the champion. And that is a huge birdie putt for Minjee Chun.
I love it. I love the way she has stayed patient out there. She has not gotten too upset with herself.
And Chun is going to be at least tied for the lead. Getting to 5 under. Lexi's going to lose at least 1 here. Back to 5 under, and this is the distance that has been so troublesome through all the years for bogey.
I'm nervous and anxious for her. I just hope she can put a good, normal stroke on this. So you should really trust it.
See if she can keep her weight from falling back. Definitely better with her weight there.
But it's another lost stroke for Lexi. 3 bogeys in the last 5 holes for her. And this is totally up for grabs. Minjee Lee in at 4 under. Tiddicombe is playing the 18th now. She had one of 2 rounds in the 60s yesterday, so she comes in with big-time weekend momentum. And there's Minjee Lee posing for pictures and wondering if she's going to lift another major championship trophy with 2 holes left for this final threesome.
It's the opportunity to take home two of the biggest paychecks in the history of women's golf, coming off the $1.8 million first prize at the Women's Open. And then again here with the $9 million purse.
Yeah, two richest purses in women's golf. Back to back.
Are they back on the clock there?
That was Mitch Moon from the LPGA as a rules official. And let's bring in Todd Gary from the PGA of America to give us more.
Yeah, so they, the last group, again, fell out of position with the group in front of them. So, as you said, the Mitch Moon from the LPGA did tell them that they're back on the clock. And hopefully we can get them back in position in the last couple of holes.
Oh, that is an extra bit of pressure to be on the clock with 2 holes to play in the championship, but they are behind. There's a clear hole in front of them. The next group is on the 18th, and it's a par 4. And now Minjee Chun. John, what's the line she's going to take? Probably right at the bunker, I would think.
Yeah, there's a big crane in the distance just inside that bunker. That would be ideal for her. Just drip it over that hill and let it go down. Job one now. Just get the ball in the fairway anywhere. Put some heat on her. This is right over the top of that bunker.
That's going to be fine. It all kind of drips down into the bottom. I don't want to go too far, but I think it's going to be absolutely fine. Now needs to avoid the divots. Watch it, watch it. Yes, okay.
A little off the left.
Yep, that's correct.
Now Lexi, longer hitter, you would think is going to go left of that line.
Yeah, I like the over the middle of the bunker or at the hospitality tent in the distance, kind of at the peak of that.
She hit it way down there the other day, Tom. She holed out for eagle with her second. I couldn't even believe how far that tee shot was.
Now, this further right, I think, than she would have liked. It's going to just depend on how it hits on the side slope and where it ends up.
Yeah, just it's going to be absolutely fine. There's a bit of an upslope there, and just took some of the sting out of the drive, but she drove it right over the hill. It is tied at the top here at Congressional.
Championship in the home of golf. Lexi Thompson looking for a championship here, a major for the first time in 8 years for her. Minjee Chun tied at 5 under, looking for her 3rd career major. Coming down to the wire here as they play the 17th.
But hasn't yielded as many birdies as you would think. And we're going to go over to 18.
And this is Jennifer Chang. This has been a fabulous week for birdie to get in even par for the week. Jennifer Chang, 75 in this final round. Still an excellent showing for a young and really up-and-coming player.
Back over to the 17th. And Lexi just trying to get a good visual on this second shot. And who's going to be first to play down there?
Chun will be first to play.
Chun.
And a perfect position in the fairway. A blind shot. You cannot see the bottom of this flagstick, but you know exactly what's up there. You've got a helping wind, and it's uphill. I think those two are going to cancel each other out. It's going to play right about the number. Visually, you don't think you have room right at this flag, but it's actually the best. It's the easiest way to get it close is to take it a little right, spin it down that hill.
This is the flagstick right there.
Good looking shot. They need to stay on that hill.
Yeah, there's a slope there. Is it going to stay? It's right on the edge. She's going to have an uphill putt with a look at birdie.
How many right of it?
Lexi.
Yeah.
Oh, true. I'm not used to holding it.
He right. Numbers good there. Should be a little down from here. Down off the far left. like the 110. I like the 110. Yeah. I like that.
This should be,
Yeah,
just be
perfect.
a normal 50-degree wedge. That's what she comfortably hits, 115. If she's trying to hit at 110, she'll just take a little bit off of this.
Maybe she hold out here from 102 on Friday. Kick-started her championship. What will she do today? And that's going to be down in the area where we've seen that putt break left to right up the hill. So both of the leaders have birdie putts at 17 Sunday in the final round of the Women's PGA. The third member of the group to go first, Edgin Choi, has just come up short, but is on the correct level, and looks like she's going to putt this one.
Yeah, 18 paces to the hole, Tom, and that's just about what she has here. Going to deal with some right to left movement.
Edgin 4 over for the day.
But handling herself, and really, I think, going to be pretty happy with her tournament debut in the KPMG.
I have little doubt that she will be a winner on the LPGA Tour pretty soon, maybe before the end of the summer.
Well, any course after this is going to seem easy.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens at Muirfield if the wind blows there on the Scottish Links. The AIG Women's Open goes to Muirfield for the first time at the beginning of August. That'll be the 5th and final major of the year on the LPGA Tour. And I think Lexi is going to be next to go with the birdie putt.
And when I got up here and first took a look at this putt, I thought, oh goodness, this is not an easy putt. Minjee Chun has a pretty straightforward hole high left putt. Just because Lexi hit it a little longer, a little deeper into the green, she now has to deal with a lot of left to right break and some speed.
Yeah, and we've seen this putt already a few times today, Kay. If you get tentative with it, it just keeps going to the right.
And if you hit it a little too firmly, it's going to zoom motor by.
Exactly.
I mean, this is one of those putts where you have to completely meld together the break and the speed.
But this is the kind of length of putt that Lexi likes.
Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds me back in the day of Helen Alfredsson, a great Swedish player, wonderful ball striker. But she was really comfortable, like Lexi, on these mid-range putts.
Just freeze her up a little bit, Kay. Kind of like that putt she made on 15. See if she can keep it down on her line.
Wasn't far away, but it drifts by into that awkward length. And that's what Lexi will have for the par. Now let's just see how close that came to going in. It did not need much more to drop.
It just carried a fraction too much pace, Tom. But she kept it. It was a good stroke. Kept it nicely on her line. The left to right putts are usually the more challenging putts for a right-hander.
Well, Minjee Chun spent a lot of time at the top of the leaderboard this week, and she's got a chance to get back there now on her own.
Yeah, Tom, and as Kay referenced, this is a green light special. It is up the hill, maybe slightly left to right, but no issue at all worrying about speed. And if she wants to take any break that she sees out of it, she can, because it's back up the hill.
She
Left
didn't
it
give it
short.
enough. Yeah. Well, that was an opportunity, a golden opportunity for Minjee Chun. It was for back-to-back birdies. She remains 5 under.
Hoists a major championship trophy of her own.
And back over to the 17th. Lexi Thompson with this putt to remain tied for the lead. Heart has got to be racing. Can she keep the demons out of her head? It's a 3-putt for Lexi at the wrong time.
Just pushed it there, Tom. Just a little bit of a cut in the stroke, which is what her tendency is when she doesn't make a perfect stroke. She tends to put a little bit of cut spin on the ball, and it was just enough to not allow that putt to break left.
Well, she's still got a chance to win, but she's making it very difficult for herself here. One shot behind now, and she will walk to the 72nd tee. And you wonder when Lexi is going to be able to get this next win. This is Hedgen Choi for a par, and that one goes missing, so that's going to be a bogey for Hedgen, and she is really slipping back.
Minjee Chung now emerging to the tee here with a one-shot lead after everything that she has been through this week. Shot 64, 69, had a 6-shot lead heading into the weekend. It was all about Lexi Thompson earlier today when she overtook Chun, took the lead by herself at the 4th hole. But now what's going to happen? It's come down to 3. Minjee Lee in at 4 under, waiting to see what happens to Chun and Thompson here at the last. And a driver by Minjee Chung to send it down this hill.
Yeah, Dan and Morgan, nuts and bolts time. She actually has a higher ball flight and a spinnier ball flight, and obviously hits it shorter than Lexi does, but that might be better right now to keep the ball in the fairway. Lexi has that low, hot driver, and now that these fairways are running out, it's going to be tough to keep it in the fairway with how big it slopes.
Yeah, you have to hug those right bunkers. Try and get it land as close to the right side as possible. Just keep it in the fairway.
Starting down the center, she's leaning on it, so it's heading a tear right, but it's just going to go absolutely perfect inside those bunkers.
That driver has been a strong club for her all week, and once again here on the 18th hole with the 1-shot lead. Look at how far that is rolling.
Stay out of the divots, stay out of the divots, right between 2. But no one has played the 18th better than Chun. Birdied it the first 2 days, parred it yesterday, and a driver here for Lexi.
Sticking with her strength, which is this big club. She has absolutely tagged this driver all day.
Most difficult hole through 3 rounds, this 18th. That's headed right.
Yeah, that's wow, over the bunkers. Just depends if it ricocheted off anybody and how the lie is over there in the rough.
Settling down around the 18th.
You guys can just put your
to see
cameras on
who's going to
silent,
win this.
please.
And Lexi Thompson, I understand, has a decent lie up there above the bunker, Kay.
She does indeed. Really lucked out, cleared the bunkers. She's actually in an area where the rough is a little shorter. It's a pretty flat lie, as opposed to the other players that are going to deal with the severe downhill lie and tilted lie.
And what about the lie for Minjee Chung, John?
Just a slightly right to left lie, but it is in an old divot. I don't think it's going to present much of a problem because she doesn't depend on a lot of spin to this hole. If you remember, Scotty Scheffler at the first hole of the U.S. Open on Sunday was in a similar divot, very shallow. It'll keep the ball down, but I don't think it's going to affect her shot too much.
Well, there's definitely a little bit of help there for sure.
Well, I have the help figured out. It's
Yeah.
the cross.
Well, it should be. I mean, like I said, it should be straight south, so it should be
Off the right still.
correct. Yes, it's been good on that all day.
31. Let me make sure I carry it like 36.
Yeah, I like that.
36 down. I mean, I still want to make sure I get the height, so I want to have a little bit of pace on.
Right. I think I'm feeling somewhere on that.
30.
Like 30? Yeah, 30 is right where I was at. Okay. All right, let me get out of your way here.
139 actual yardage to the front, and they're calculating how much down this play is, 9 yards down, and then wind helping.
Needs to land this somewhere around the front of the green, Kay.
Yes, and too far to the right, it starts sloping right to left. If she can just land it sort of middle or just a teeny bit right of middle, right at the front would be ideal.
There's a pretty severe slope on the very front right of the green. Definitely want to avoid that because you could get a pretty bad ricochet off of that one.
This is an aggressive line. Much more aggressive than I thought, but wow, what a result.
One arm off the club, and she knew that it was on the edge there on that left side of the flagstick. Haven't seen too many approaches on that side, Morgan.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a little more aggressive than she wanted to be. Thought maybe she tugged it a little bit and it would go long, but took a pretty soft bounce. Thought it might land a little bit firmer.
Will she have to make that putt?
133 left for Chun. That shot will not change this shot for her at all. It's a pitching wedge. Just aim it 15 to 20 feet out to the right, and it's a driving range swing. Just getting rid of some bugs there. Last 2 holes in divots, but she has not reacted at all to them. It's just sized it up and said, okay, here we go.
I kind of think that's the way she's handled herself all week, John. She hasn't really reacted when things haven't gone her way, and that's why she's in this position on the 18th hole with the 1-shot lead.
This is heading left. She's going to have to get a good bounce forward.
Oh, she hits off the downslope. Got an unlucky bounce. Definitely sounded like a missed strike. Didn't quite catch that solidly.
And that's not going to be an easy third shot. Just kind of settled up against the back collar for Chun.
I feel like that's kind of a fitting shot to this wild final Sunday we've had here, Dan. Just sounded a hair thin, maybe, if anything. Landed on the downslope, took a huge hop all the way back to that back edge, and like you said, Dan, kind of settled up weird. Oh, look at that. Firm greens. I'm gonna settle right into this. Not really a fringe cut here. Just settled into the rough. Looks like the lie might be okay, but I would imagine has to chip it.
It's just a tough hole to end a major championship on. As they come down the hill, large crowd giving an ovation well deserved for Chun and Lexi Thompson. Chun, who has been living with this championship with the lead since day one. 64. Gave her a huge 5-shot lead.
22 KPMG Women's PGA Championship. This is the 10:30 tee time. From Florida, Lexi Thompson. From the Republic of Korea, Minjee Chun.
The 19 different South Koreans that have won a women's major, but only 2 have won more than 2, and that is the company that Minjee Chun is trying to join. Sairi Pak and Inbee Park, both with 7. And don't forget about Minjee Lee in at 4 under. Needs a bogey by Chun to have a chance. But again, Lexi Thompson has a look at birdie, which could, who knows, win the championship here. So those are the 3 involved in the last few moments of this championship to be decided. All right, Chun is coming up to the hole here. First of all, what kind of shot is this just up against that fringe, Woody?
The good thing is she crawled up on top of the fringe. I think making contact is not going to be an issue for her. Had it stopped a few inches shorter, it would have been one of those ones where you only have to go down to it to make contact in the center of the ball. I think that's fine. That being said, it's going to be a tough read speed-wise. She's got to go downhill, then back up a slope. In about 15 feet, it's going to go straight down a hill. So it's a tough speed read. Line-wise, I don't think that difficult. It's just going to fall to her right at the end.
You think putter's the right play here, John?
I do. I really do.
It's not going to hop too much coming out of that.
It's got the potential to hop, Morgan, but like they always say, I think if she hits a bad putt, it's going to be 8 to 6 feet. If she hits a good chip, it's probably 4 feet. I just think there's less complications with this club.
It looks like there's maybe a little bit of tough to grasp there in front of the ball. Won't get rolling straight away.
Down at 2 here. It's going to force Lexi to make a birdie. Up and over the ridge. And now down, carrying a little bit of speed. All in all, not too bad.
Yeah, definitely just hot, just a touch, but she gave it enough pace to play for that. But, I mean, like John said, what's it, 6 feet or so? Probably a pretty good effort there with the championship on the line.
Minjee Lee's right there, of course, interested spectator. In at 4 under. Jin Choi, who has made 4 bogeys in the last 5 holes to drift out of contention at even par. This for birdie.
Yeah, putting across almost the entire width of this green. Looking like a pretty good line and speed.
Really good line and speed. Slips back into red figures. Jin Choi with a long one at the last. So Lexi Thompson, can she make this birdie putt? Can she survive 4 birdies down the stretch of this final 9 here to give herself a chance?
Morgan, this is one of those putts you look at and it just feels good. It's just coming off a slight downhill slope. You won't have any problem getting the speed on this. It'll be curving a little to the right and then starts flattening out a little bit as it nears the hole. And almost kind of starts going uphill a little bit.
I was going to say, just maybe back slightly up the hill here at the end. You can't expect Minjee in this situation to miss this putt. Lexi needs to get this one to the hole.
This to get to 5 under, the number where Chun is at the moment. It was low all the way. It never had a chance. So a tap in for par for Lexi, tying Minjee Lee's 4 under number, and that'll put the full focus on Minjee Chun for par to win the championship. Just too many putts, all those at short range for Lexi Thompson, but still with a chance, as Chun has to make this to take Lexi and Minjee Lee out of it. What a journey this has been for Chun. Out to that historical start on Thursday and Friday. 7-shot lead yesterday, all of it gone today, and then in this position to win her 3rd major.
Morgan, I think you were exactly right. It's about 5 feet. She watched this putt go past the hole. So she should know it kept moving to her right coming down that hill, so this should just have a little bit of right to left at it.
It's a very comfortable putt for a right-hander. And I mean, her putting stroke, especially think of how she putted that first round She's made a lot of really solid putts this week. Did she make one here?
Yeah, this to cap off one of the most topsy-turvy championships we've seen in a long time. Back to the top for Chun after the incredible start. This to win her third different women's major. Chun perseveres and wins the championship with a clutch par putt at the 72nd hole. Been carrying the weight of this championship since that historic 64 on Thursday. She shot 75-75 on the weekend. The highest closing 36-hole total of a winner on the LPGA since Sairi Pak opened the floodgates in that U.S. Women's Open at Black Wolf Run in 1998. And so South Korea would get another major champion. Three-time major champion Minjee Chun closes it out. And the story continues for Lexi Thompson. The disappointments of big-time major championship Sundays, they just continue with a 73. Had all sorts of opportunities again today. It was her championship to win or lose. And unfortunately for Lexi and her fans, won back in that tie for second with Minjee Lee. As we update the race to the CME Globe, Minjee Lee still on top. And Minjee Chun goes 15 spots up into the top 10 in the 8th position as we send you down to Catherine Tappan.
Dan, thank you so much, and I'd like to introduce the president of the PGA of America, Jim Richardson.
Yes, on behalf of our partners with the LPGA Tour, title sponsor KPMG, the PGA of America, and the 28,000 members around the country that grow the game every day, it's my pleasure to introduce the 2022 KPMG Women's PGA Champion, Minjee Chun.
Minjee, congratulations. Now a three-time major champion, and you did it with enormous pressure in the entire weekend. What can you say about this championship victory for yourself?
It just means a lot because I didn't have any wins last almost 3.5 years. So I really appreciate it to my old sponsor, KB and Deloitte, SAP, Tegoir, Ping, and Strixon and Nike, because they always believe in me. So I really appreciate it. And my family and my coach, my managers, Justin and Yoon, and my caddy, and my flying Dumbo fans in Korea, they never give on me, like no matter how I did. So thank you so much, and I really enjoyed the rolling the ball this week. So thank you for all the greenkeepers at Congressional Golf Club here. So thank you.
Congratulations, Minjee. Dan?
Minjee Chun survives the field and wins the championship.